King Charles the coward. My family, never in my life have I seen someone fail at everything, being a father, being the king, being a husband, than Charles himself. King Charles himself. My family, now here is the story. King Charles wants the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, to bar Prince Harry from attending the coronation. My family, first of all, we see the royal family leaking anti-Harry and Meghan stories to the tabloid press through sources. And now, King Charles wants someone else to do his dirty work. My family, maybe he saw what Harry said. Actually, not maybe, he did see what Harry said in his interviews when asked about attending the coronation. Prince Harry did not say yes or no. And in Charles' mind, perhaps, he thought that by putting his coronation on the same day as Archie and Lilibet Diana's birthday would make Prince Harry and Meghan not attend his coronation, aside from the fact that he wants to erase the fact that he has biracial grandchildren from the history books. My family, he, in my opinion, must have done this also, perhaps hoping it would keep Harry and Meghan away. Because, let's face it, it is an insult. Let's face it, it's an insult what Charles did, putting his coronation on the same day as Archie's birthday. And my family, so I'm being told that King Charles is already on his second prime minister. After his first prime minister, did not last very much long. Now, we haven't really heard much about Charles' relationship with Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. But we might be hearing more in the coming weeks and months. Apparently, we are being told that Charles has asked Downing Street to take the hit and tell Prince Harry that he is not welcome at Charles' coronation. My family, apparently, based on what we are being told, Downing Street is refusing. Sunak is telling the king, this is your mess. Clean it up yourself. My family, what does this show really? What does this show, this story that we're being told right now, what does it really truly show? What can you derive from this story? My family, first thing is first, we derive this relationship between the tabloids, the royal family, and also the government. Because, make no mistake, even when there was a scandal in the UK, in the government, somehow Meghan's name would end up on the front page of a UK tabloid. What am I saying? I'm saying that Meghan is not and has never been just the scapegoat for the royal family or the tabloids, but also for the government. That is how both, Harry and Meghan have been used by the UK tabloid press, by the firm, and also by the government. And my family, I want you to hear this, please, kindly. And I quote, this is coming from basically sources from the palace, really, and also from the government, who are leaking to UK tabloids. Please hear this kindly, and I quote, the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, could be drawn into the increasingly intense debate over whether Prince Harry should be invited to the coronation, after senior royal insiders argued that the decision should be taken out of the king's hands. My family, if Charles wants to say something to Harry, he should stop being a coward and tell Harry himself. Some would use the argument that, oh look, Charles is afraid that whatever he says to Harry would end up in a book. First of all, let me respond to that, my family. If you say positive things to Harry and it ends up in a book, here's what happens. Oh, Charles, the doting dad. Charles had a good response to, Prince Harry's request. Charles did something good. If you do something good, and then the royal family gets good PR. The only reason Charles may not want to speak to Harry because he has nothing good to say. And he does not want to appear worse than he already appears in the eyes of the public and in the eyes of, people across the world. Because clearly, what we are getting is what we already know. That optics, how it looks, how it's viewed, truly is what matters to the royal family. From what we can see really here. What matters truly is optics, how it looks. It will look bad really if Charles goes ahead to tell Harry, hey, don't come. Bad on Charles. How would it look really if the son of the king does not attend the coronation? How would it look? How would the optics be? One thing is clear, nothing looks good. And no wonder even you hear these sources, saying that this situation must be resolved before Charles' coronation. Once again, just because the optics look bad, once again. Not because they're sorry about what they did to Harry and Meghan. Not because they want to apologize because of the pain they caused to Harry and Meghan. No, but because it looks bad on them. Optics. My family, that's what they care so much about. Now, my family, apparently, there is a precedent of basically the government, the prime minister, telling a royal who had been exiled, was fled the country, not to attend a coronation. Please hear this, what they're saying kindly. Sources are saying that King Charles should use the so-called Churchill precedent to escape the impossible decision of either inflaming tensions by burying his son or enduring the circus that would surround his attendance with wife Meghan. Once again, they are saying what exactly the problem they have is with Meghan Markle. Once again, what did Meghan do to these people? What did Meghan do? My family, what did Meghan do? The only thing she did that is so much of a crime really is fall in love with Harry and also end up being more famous than most senior members of the royal family. But that's not her fault. She is not to blame for that. And Charles, from what we have learned about him, from Diana herself, from the late Diana herself, Charles is a very proud man. He does not like, being upstaged or someone, end up getting more attention from the public than he gets. Clearly from what we have learned about him, and even from what Harry has said, he confirmed it. Then the royal family, indeed, there is very much jealousy. And when senior members of the royal family saw Meghan Markle end up on the front pages of the tabloid media, they were jealous. And Meghan said, but it's not my fault. Harry said, I know. But yet we also saw what happened to his late mother. What was done to her because she ended up on the front pages. My family. Jealousy made the farm, leak anti-Diana stories to the tabloid press. And they ran with it. My family, they ran with it. And the same thing happened to Meghan Markle, but it wasn't her fault. But the farm doesn't care because they are not a family. A family is loving, caring, kind. Family respects you. But in the farm, what we've seen has not been anything having to do with kindness, really. It's been smearing each other, leaking stories against each other. That is what we have seen. And my family, we see that continue even right now. They are afraid that Harry's attendance with Meghan will, overshadow the entire event. Jealousy. Because tabloid media will be focusing on Harry and Meghan. My family, because of that. But somehow that's Meghan's fault. The tabloid media are more obsessed with, Harry and Meghan. And Harry and Meghan have rejected them time and time again. But the farm are angry because tabloids won't give them attention. They're more focused on, the hounding, and harassing Harry and Meghan and writing stories about Harry and Meghan, anti-Harry and Meghan stories, which of course is to the benefit of the farm. They would much rather tabloids focus on, Harry and Meghan than on their dubious dealings. But even in important events, they much rather tabloids focus on them than any other thing, like Charles' coronation. And there comes the jealousy. There comes the fears of being upstaged by Harry and Meghan's attendance. The press will not be talking about proud Charles, but will be busy blasting or trashing Harry and Meghan. My family. So, my family, the story goes on ahead to say this, that Harry has so far refused to say whether or not he would come to the ceremony if he was invited, even when directly asked. In 1953, Churchill, the then Prime Minister, made it clear to the Duke of Windsor, who had abdicated as Edward VIII more than 16 years earlier, that he would not be welcome at Queen Elizabeth's coronation. So clearly, they want to do the exact same thing and are using the government to air its, what do they call it? Dirty message to Harry. Hey, look, we don't want you there. Through the government, through the Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. My family, I think we can all agree on one thing, that this shows Charles' cowardice. The man is showing the entire world that he is a coward. He can't even go ahead and tell his son that, hey, look, we don't want you here. Clearly, he is showing cowardice. Now, my family, the source continues that the coronation is a state event and funded by the state. So in the same way that Winston Churchill advised the Duke of Windsor to stay away from Elizabeth's coronation, the decision of whether to invite Harry, who has no official royal role and no state function at the ceremony, will be down to the government rather than just his father. So they're saying that, hey, government, you tell him not to come. You tell him not to come. That is what the farm is doing, because the farm, once again, doesn't want to look bad. Optics. Charles and William don't want to look more bad than they already are looking. But through leaking this, already they are looking bad. It's showing that, indeed, it's showing cowardice on the part of King Charles and William. Cowardice, really. And also shame, really, on their part. After everything that they've done to Harry and Meghan, it's showing shame on their part. On their part, really. And even someone said that, the royal family's silence, that they can't even call Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, is a product of their shame, of the pain that they have put both Harry and Meghan through. They are not good people. They are not good people. And that's a fact, really. That's a fact. So my family, however, Whitehall insiders tried to hand responsibility for the Harry hot potato back to Buckingham Palace. A source said last night that, and I quote, traditionally, the royal household provides us with a number of royal guests without giving their identity, and we construct the arrangements on that basis. So the government, my family, is saying, listen, we don't want a part of your beef or problems you have with Harry. You do it yourself. You give us the guests that will be there. We'll arrange it. But don't make us, to call Prince Harry. So my family, so there's some evidence, clearly. There is evidence the palace is trying actually, to force Downing Street to basically make a logistical argument to Harry. As in, hey, look, the security institution is intense. Things have to do with security. About the comments you made about the Taliban fighters. That Harry killed in the army. All of these ridiculous arguments are being made so that Harry does not come to the coronation. My family, once again, the palace is fearing being upstaged by Prince Harry. And because they are ashamed of looking Harry in the eye after all the pain they have caused to Prince Harry. Even someone said this, that all of this is ridiculous, though the palace has let it be known that Charles has extended a general invitation to Harry and Meghan. There is no evidence that the palace has formally invited Prince Harry and Meghan, nor is there any evidence that Harry and Meghan have made up their minds about whether or not they even want to go. Harry demurred when asked about his coronation attendance directly. And it absolutely feels like his attendance would be contingent on exactly what he has repeatedly asked for: a sit-down conversation, accountability, and apology. King Charles is trying to center himself like, the Harry and Meghan attendance is his call. And is also at the same time like the manipulative person that he is. Someone who is used to manipulating people. Trying to abdicate responsibility to Downing Street. I'm glad that Sunak is not biting. But will he? You know, who knows? No need to get involved in the Windsor's psycho drama. There is no need to do that. There is no need to do that. First of all, Charles, your son, Prince Harry, is not Edward. Your son is someone who escaped abuse to protect his wife and children from you, Charles, from you, William. You know? That is what Harry did to escape from your abuse. He fled from your abuse, your constant abuse. That is what Harry did. He fled from a father who would not take his phone calls at his time of need. A father who would not protect his own son. That is what, Prince Harry did. He escaped from a father who would not protect his own son from abuse. When his son wanted assistance, Charles would not take his phone calls. So my family, when I see what is happening right now, I see Charles continue being a coward. That is what I see happening. I mean, how can someone fail so many times, really? How can someone fail so many times at being a father, really? How? My family. Prince Harry left to escape a torrent of abuse, to save the life of his wife and kids. Kids whom King Charles clearly refuses to acknowledge even, their proper, rightful titles of prince and princess. So my family, Prince Harry is the father to Archie and Libidana that Charles was never to Harry himself. It's true really what was said really about the royal family and this supposed silence of them. It truly is a product of their shame really. And my family, let me read a couple of comments on this matter. Now, someone called Sandra said this, that Buckingham Palace, you all really need to stop. You're becoming as exhausting as Trump in America. Just stop gaslighting and smearing your son. This is not good parenting. Someone said that. Now, someone else said that, Harry will be, you can't fire me. I quit. I doubt Harry and Meghan are even considering attending. It is what Charles, the envious, deserves. His big day with the spotlight firmly on where is Harry and Meghan. My family, on that day, let's all fully focus on Archie's birthday, on Harry and Meghan. That will itch Charles even more. The press are asking about where's his son, rather than focusing on Charles' coronation. That would piss off Charles even much, much more. My family, now someone else said that is the difference between, him and Harry. Harry stands up, owns up to his decisions with his whole chest. I cannot stand, Charles. Don't hide behind anyone. Don't be a coward. Stand up and say what you mean. Don't get the press or the government involved in your dirty work. Because that is what Charles is doing. Getting the government involved in his dirty work, in his hatred over the fact that his son is the man that he never ever will be. His son is the father that Charles will never ever be. His son is the soldier that Charles will never ever be. His son is a good man, something that Charles clearly will never be. His son has morals and a good heart, just like his late mother, something that Charles will never be. Charles, don't get the tabloids and the government, stop getting the press and government in your dirty work. William, stop getting the government and the press to do your dirty work because of your hatred, that you feel and harbor towards Harry because he wouldn't put up being the scapegoat anymore. Or watch as his wife continues being abused by you, smeared by you, because you want to get good press. My family, they just need to stop. My family, someone said that, abdicating duty again, are we? First, the media are the royal family's mouthpiece. While they deceive themselves about maintaining a dignified silence, now they want the Prime Minister to wade into family matters. So now who is bringing shame and disrepute again to the monarchy? Someone asks, the biggest threat to the monarchy is not Harry or Meghan. It is the royal family itself. The only one who can destroy the royal family is Charles and William themselves. And that is what they're doing. That is what they're doing. The tabloids, the Murdochs, Rothmeyers, they're the ones who can destroy the royal family. Only them. Themselves, but not Harry and Meghan. Not Harry and Meghan. All Harry and Meghan want to do is simply to love each other in peace without being bullied, harassed, hounded every single day. That's all they want. But the farm won't let them have any peace. My family, yet they complain when Harry and Meghan talk. Really. You can't make this up. Now, someone called Lorraine Martin said that, so you want another scapegoat? He is such a coward. Someone said that exactly my sentiments. Charles shows that he's a coward. He always wants others to do his dirty work for him. Always, time and time again. Man up, Charles. For once in your life, be a man. Now, someone else said that, the coronation is really about Camilla. She is running the show, not Charles. Charles is so weak. Someone said that, yet again, proving Harry right. So he can contact Rishi, but not his son. Then leaks to the press. You can't make this stuff up. My family. Now, someone called Patricia said that another Buckingham Palace leak again, I see. Bear in mind that Charles, so-called PR person, assistant, Tobin Andrea, worked as an editor at the Daily Mail. So clearly, we know where these stories come from. My family, someone said that ridiculous. It has yet to be confirmed if he was even invited in the first place. And it's a given he won't go without an apology or solution. And also Meghan. They would make Meghan 10 times more uncomfortable than they did at the Queen's funeral. We all saw the horrible reaction, in the royal family tabloids after the Queen passed away. Even Harry called it horrible reaction. We saw the leaking, planting of stories at the time, my family. It was horrible. It was horrible, horrible. The mourning period, for the Queen's passing was turned into a bash fest of Harry and Meghan. It was so horrible by the fam, really. My family, then they complained about Harry talking about it. You know, if you treated Harry well, you wouldn't be concerned about what he has to say, because you know that he only has positive things to say. But you treat him poorly, then complain when he talks about it. You can't make this stuff up. You can't really, you know. My family, someone said this, that both are obvious lies. I doubt if Harry has any intention of attending the coronation. If he did, then the press would make it about him and not Charles, and that would further anger Charles. Someone said that. So 2 days ago, he wanted a summit. Yesterday, he wanted to bribe Meghan to divorce Harry. Today, it's the Prime Minister to stop Harry from attending. Someone should put up the big boy pants on and stop hiding. Charles truly is a coward. Someone who's weak. My family. Weak in every single sense of the way. Someone else said this, that what has the king, the press suddenly done, that the press now makes him out to be a coward? Why does the royal family have its own official press spokesperson? I don't have a good opinion of this family, but I don't think that the king wants the Prime Minister to decide about his family. Someone said that. Actually, the king does want the Prime Minister to decide about what happens in the royal family. Clearly, that's what the king wants, really. For the Prime Minister to be involved in his dirty work as well. So cowardly of Charles. So cowardly of Charles. Now, my family, someone said this, that yesterday he wanted a meeting with Harry. Today he wants him bad. Who is leaking all of this news? Obviously, the palace. You're the royal insider, palace source. It comes from the royal family. All of it. Make no mistake about that. Charles is the... Someone said that Charles is the head of state, but is too spineless to take responsibility and accountability for anything. He wants to abdicate his responsibility and throw it on someone else. What kind of leadership is that? He can't even handle his own family problems that he created himself. My family, I think I've read enough comments for you to get a rough idea of what people think about this, my family. Now I want your opinion on this, please. Is Charles a coward, in your opinion, for asking the government to do his dirty work for him? I want your opinion on this kindly. My family, you've had my position on this. Charles is showing cowardice once again. My family, pick up the phone and call your son and have a decent conversation with Harry without abusing Meghan Markle. If you abuse Meghan Markle, don't complain when Harry speaks about it. He has to. Silence only empowers the abuser. So my family, what do you think about this kindly? Should Harry and Meghan once again attend this coronation? I want your opinion on that as well, my family. I want your opinion on that. But one thing is for sure, whether or not they attend or not, Charles, it won't look good if Harry doesn't attend. And if they do attend, also, the press will make it all about Harry and Meghan, trashing Harry and Meghan. The farm will be leaking stories against Harry and Meghan. So let them not complain if Harry and Meghan ever speak about, what happens if they choose to be abusive during that time. My family, just like they were, after and before the Queen passed away. That horrible reaction that Harry spoke about from the royal family before the Queen passed away and after she passed. My family, Tell me what you think about this kindly. Kindly stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. God bless Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lipetana. And stay tuned to our next video. Whatever decision that Harry and Meghan make, we shall support them. Stay tuned to our next video. Love you always and forever. Hello, members of Zesco Family TV. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your support that you give us to our channel. We don't take it for granted that you support this channel. I want to say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for lending out your support and fighting against injustices, supporting Prince Harry and Meghan, showing them love. Love will always triumph over evil, and for that I say thank you. Good will always prevail over bad. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you so much for joining this community, this amazing community of Zesco Family TV. I love you so much, family, from the bottom of my heart, and I wish you all the best. May you have a great day, and I hope that you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of things. With that and so much more, stay tuned to our next video. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe. Love you, family, always and forever. Sayonara.